have your calculator app up and open, Justin. Were you doing some math?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, welcome back. This is Rock Hard Caucus. We are doing more of the same tonight. I've got still like 40 minutes worth of campaign ads saved on my computer. And this time Natalie's joining us. So welcome to the party, Natalie.
Hey!
This is your first ever campaign ads episode. It's a long tradition.
I always end up skipping the times that we do campaign ads.
Well, to be fair, we've only done 2 prior to right now, so.
Yeah, but always.
Was it the Rick Stewart ads that really enticed you to join us tonight? They're going to be hard to top.
Yeah, we don't have any more libertarian ads, do we?
Unfortunately, no.
Dang.
We do have one ad for an independent state Senate candidate. Can you guess who it is?
That's interesting.
You'll know it when I play it. Before we start this endless series of videos, though, I forgot to plug our new phone number on the last episode. So if you would like to give us a ring on your telephone, the number is 319-849-8733. And you can just leave us a voicemail if you want to say something to us. Maybe at some point we can use that for like some sort of live event, but for now it's just a voicemail inbox. We've got a lot of messages already, and maybe someday you will hear them. Someone besides me will hear them.
What percentage of the voicemails are from Mavis Nipper?
90.
Yeah, a lot. But since I mentioned an independent state Senate candidate, why don't we start with that ad? So
Is it the LA ad?
It is.
Oh, yay!
So this is probably the only one tonight that we will unironically appreciate.
Oh, wow. Just good vibes. I'm just like grinning ear to ear. Power to the people. Yeah. That was a great ad.
Yeah, I should mention that to our audience, there was not a lot going on audibly there, so you'd probably get more out of watching that one. So if you want to,
I think that's offensive
Yeah.
to the
Well,
music.
you're right.
Like the
not
music
a lot
slaps.
of information, I should say. The music was fantastic, but yeah, if you're only listening to the podcast, you probably only enjoyed music for a minute there. But I would highly recommend checking the Rock Hard Caucus YouTube page to watch this episode along with us.
Yeah, if someone refused to do that, though, what would they have seen, Justin?
A series of cool people that have endorsed Alejandro Murguia Ortiz's state senate campaign.
Yes.
In a very charming lo-fi video. It's in 4:3 aspect ratio. Very very blurry. One really cool thing is a postal worker delivered the mail to Alejandro as the ad was concluding, and I've been told that was a real mail delivery, not staged for the purposes of the ad.
Oh,
I'm ready for like the sitcom that theme song proceeds to like start. Like I'm ready to watch 30 minutes of of that show.
I imagine they were going for, well, it gave me kind of a Mr. Rogers thing with like the overhead drone shots.
Yeah. And, or like Full House or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Alejandro lives in a normal house. I love that. People where it's just like, oh, that's where I might live there, you know, like instead of like whatever psychotic development these people live in.
Well, I figured, we should start with that one because it'll give us a lot of good feelings before we descend into darkness. Let's see. I want to maybe start with a congressional race. Do we want to do the Hinson versus Mathis or the Axney versus Nunn race first?
Let's go east to west. I think we did that more or less last time.
Okay.
So, Hinson.
Yeah. All right. We'll start with some Ashley Hinson ads then. I think she is the worst right now.
I really hate her.
Her campaign is the nastiest that I've seen.
She agreed to do one debate and then backed out of it for an alleged infection. I don't know if it's been rescheduled.
Like COVID or like a
a yeast infection.
Oh my god!
Of the mouth.
Dang.
No, I think I want to say like kidney infection or something.
Oh, it was a kidney infection.
Yeah.
It was a kidney infection.
Parasitic brainworm infection.
There's a lot of medical speculation we could engage in now. All right, well, here's Ashley Hinson's first ad. It's called Trent.
I'm Ashley Hinson, and I approve this message.
Coming home from Afghanistan was tough. 2 of my buddies took their own lives, and I was in a really dark place. But I got help, and that's the main reason I wasn't next. No veteran should ever be forgotten. I'm really proud Ashley Hinson expanded mental health care for veterans in rural areas. What Ashley Hinson did is going to save lives. And that's not politics, that's just the truth.
When did she do that?
Yeah. Is this one of those like very popular things that ended up passing that she did not support and that she like takes credit for? I feel like she does that a lot.
A lot.
I think she could take a tip from Rick Stewart's page and support psychedelic assisted therapy.
Yeah. God gave it to us. Are you smarter than God?
Ad number 2 is called Just Like Pelosi.
I'm Ashley Hinson, and I approve this message.
Don't be fooled by Liz Mathis. She's just a rubber stamp for Biden and Pelosi.
She wants higher taxes and more government spending, just like Pelosi.
Liz Mathis opposed the largest tax cut in Iowa history.
She thinks I should pay taxes on my retirement income.
Mathis even wants to tax the mileage on my car.
She called cutting taxes moving backwards.
If you like Nancy Pelosi, you'll love Liz Mathis.
Liz Mathis? She's just a Pelosi puppet.
Pelosi puppet.
Do you think that guy was a real gas station employee? I think that's what they were implying.
Did you see the fully stocked Reese's peanut butter cup display behind him? I feel like they have.
Stella is very pregnant.
Like I feel like they usually have those at the grocery store, but that seems like a more than normal amount.
Oh, this is definitely a gas station.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a Casey's employee, but he doesn't have the logo on his shirt, so.
Yeah, it's a blank polo.
They just asked him to wear whatever he had that looked the most like a gas station employee. He has an F-150 and owns a repeller repair shop.
He's a crisis actor. I think we can all agree.
This was green screen for sure.
I also think it's kind of interesting. So before the last ad, which was a little bit more uplifting, she showed her beautiful blonde family, but in an attack ad, she's not going to put her kids in it. That's interesting.
It was really uplifting when they were talking about suicide. No family,
okay,
though.
But she is pretty hot, so... And she is a very, like, evil blonde woman. Like, she's gonna go far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's on the rise.
She beat Abby Finkenauer. Uh-oh, I'm getting them confused.
Can't tell.
So anyway, she beat Abby Finkenauer, so she's obviously very formidable.
Look at the size of her ring.
Oh my god!
Wow,
huge.
Is it bigger than the cross around her neck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
the Band-Aid
large.
on that farmer's face.
Oh, good.
He
Yeah.
has a Nelly Band-Aid by the guy.
Wow.
What happened? All right. The next ad is called "Works for Moms."
These days, moms need more help than ever.
When the baby formula shortage hit,
Ashley Hinson worked to increase the supply.
Ashley fought to increase rural health care for expecting mothers.
More care for children like mine.
Ashley's a mom like me.
That's why she's on a mission to expand affordable, quality childcare.
Ashley Hinson's one of us.
She's a mom who works for moms.
I'm Ashley Hinson, and I approve this message.
Family's on full display that time.
Yeah. She's doing a bad job. Iowa has like one of the worst maternal, like Iowa has so many counties that are maternal deserts.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get an OBGYN in your county. Like if that's what she wants to tout, she's doing a terrible job. It's getting worse every year.
I think we're literally 49th in OB-GYNs per capita. Like no one can get one if you have to drive to Cedar Rapids.
I didn't like how that lady said rural. She said, like, rural. It really took me out of the message, the information in the ad when she said rural. Rural. All right, this one's called Change Direction.
Biden and Pelosi have failed Iowa, and we're all feeling it. Prices, inflation way up, drugs pouring over the border, and woke liberals destroying everything that makes America great. My opponent, Liz Mathis, she won't change any of that. She actually wants liberals like Pelosi in charge of our government, our lives, even our kids. I'm Ashley Hinson, and I approve this message because it's time to change direction and save America before it's too late.
You're the incumbent.
Wow.
Like
I mean, that one just really just drives home that these ads are targeting like the lowest common denominator. Like, she's a liberal. She will support Nancy Pelosi's agenda, you know, the leader of the party that she represents. Like,
she's a freaking woke liberal.
Woke liberals.
I think that's the first ad we've seen that uses the word woke. I really hate that is like part of the like official vocabulary. Like I don't like that elected officials are saying woke.
Yeah,
it's like that either.
It's very ominous.
Very good dramatic music in that one though. Next up is parents, and if you've been paying attention to Ashley Hinson's campaigning recently, you can probably guess what this is about. It's about schools.
The district's new policy allows students to keep their transgender identity confidential even from their parents.
Government employees helping kids change gender and keep it secret from their parents? That's what happens when no one stands up to the radical left. I will. Liz Mathis won't. She supports this madness. I don't. I'm Ashley Hinson, and I approve this message to stand up for parents and save our kids.
Ashley Hinson.
Ashley Hinson supports snitching. You heard it here.
If there's a reason your kid doesn't feel comfortable telling you about their gender or sexual identity, there's probably a very good reason for that.
You're a bad parent.
You're a shitty parent.
I do not believe it is possible for a transphobic person to be a good parent. You're a bad parent if you're a transphobe. Sorry.
Yeah.
She was full news lady in that one too. Like the cadence of the way she was talking was like, oh wow, she's trying to like trigger your old KCRG memories. She was on KCRG, right?
Was she?
I can't remember which one she was on.
I don't think she was.
Mathis was.
Yeah, it would be crazy
sure.
if they were both on KCRG.
Yeah.
I want to say she was.
She was on one of KWW or not KGAN or Fox, whatever KFXA.
Mm-hmm, the one that's owned by. Are they all owned by Sinclair now?
Those two definitely are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate that ad. Man, fuck you.
Seriously.
She's trying to conjure up images of like, oh, your school principal's gonna chop your kid's dick off. Like, no, settle down. That's not.
That's not how it works.
Public employees are gonna reassign your child's gender, and you'll have no idea.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Important. She was on KCRG. They were on KCRG together.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She has
the
such
drama in this race.
a KGAN Fox News vibe, though. Her whole aesthetic.
That's what makes her. That's what makes her political career so much of a heel turn, though. It's because she came from the most trusted local news source, and now she's like this.
Yeah.
The most trusted local news source before we started our thing.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Obviously. I wonder if she was she on the air with the radicalizing presence of Bruce Allen's mustache?
I have one more from Henson. It's called "Did That," in quotes. It's like those stickers.
You didn't build that.
They sure as heck did. From gas to groceries, everything is more expensive because of the Biden-Pelosi inflation mess. Iowans are hurting, but Washington just keeps spending.
Ashley Hinson, fighting to stop Biden's reckless spending, reduce the cost of living for Iowans, and cut taxes for working families.
I'm Ashley Hinson. Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi did this, and I approve this message because it's time to make them pay.
I think she's a little late running that ad. That's her most recent one, and she was buying a $100 tank of gas.
It said 24 gallons. That's too large of a vehicle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're the one causing your gas bills to be so high.
Yeah.
By choosing to drive that.
Do you think she fueled multiple vehicles to get the bill that high? Like
she's
two
just
Hummers?
dumping it on the ground.
Time to make them pay, and then she like lights a cigarette and throws it in the gas pile, or puddle. The whole place explodes. That would have been a good ending.
I've heard reports from Cedar Rapidians who witnessed the filming of that ad, who described it as a Zoolander-like incident. The other thing I want to note is I've never seen one of those "I did that" stickers that features Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. I've only seen the Biden ones. So do you think that she made that sticker custom?
Yeah, she's really harping on Pelosi. I think almost every single ad talks about how shitty she thinks Pelosi is.
Yeah, I mean, she's an easy target.
Yeah.
She is shitty. She also definitely, filmed that at a different time because that is not what gas prices are at right now.
Right.
I just did the math and it's $4.20 a gallon and gas prices are a little over $3 in that area. What are you?
You said $4.20. I was smoking a joint.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not up on all the. I don't smoke any weed, so I'm not up on any of that.
How much do you smoke, Justin? Let's see it. How you demonstrated that again? I want to see your technique.
It's a rare opportunity to do a visual bit on the show. So
Yeah.
He's got a little clip.
It's a little roach clip. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what that means.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Liz Mathis ads. So here's the opposition. She's running offense, of course. She's running against the incumbent, Ashley Hinson. The first ad is, well, if you know anything about Liz Mathis, you can probably see what she's going to go for.
For nearly 30 years, I shared stories that were uniquely Iowa. And whether they made you mad, made you laugh, or made you cry, I worked to tell you the truth, and I won't stop now. Many Iowa families are facing some tough times, and Washington's making it harder. Truth is, Republicans need to stop the culture wars, and Democrats need to lower costs for families. I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message. In Congress, I'll do what I've always done. Put Iowans first.
It's not that objectionable. It's kind of just nostalgia bait.
Yeah. I love her outfits.
Her hair,
she looks so
through
good.
the years.
She looks
That
like
is kind of
Princess
fun.
Diana.
Yeah.
Amazing outfits. Beautiful.
I do like that she's, I think it's very smart to attack both Republicans and Democrats. Everyone hates them. They all suck. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that was intended as a criticism. Democrats need to lower costs for families. Like, acknowledging that...
I guess.
Acknowledging that Democrats are in the majority, kind of. I don't really know. Speaking of nostalgia bait, this one goes back even further.
My parents were part of the greatest generation. They served, and then Dad farmed, and Mom was the town nurse. And in the end, Social Security and Medicare were there when they needed both. And boy, did they. So when I hear talk out of Washington about cutting Social Security and Medicare, I know who will pay the price. I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message. My family depended on those benefits. I'll make sure they're always there for yours.
It's a good ad.
yeah. It's nostalgia bait when you, masturbate thinking about, Gregory Peck or...
I think that qualifies.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart ad targeting old people and their financial insecurity. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess both ads really are targeting old people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a genuinely alarming things that Republicans want to do with Social Security that I have seen. So I think it's good to run ads on that.
Yeah. Everybody, loves Social Security. It's just one of the few programs that is a real, safety net for people, and Medicare and Medicaid. And I understand that they're constantly, away at them, but it's just...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Obama was he had a deal to privatize Social Security that apparently got torpedoed, at least in part, because of Bernie throwing a fit about it. Bernard Sanders. Anyway, it just rings a little insincere when, I don't know. I mean, of course, Republicans are always going to seize on that, but again, it's the Democrats really are not doing a good job of protecting the most vulnerable people, and it's easy to point out the hypocrisy.
Yeah. Well, I would hope there's at least some sincerity coming from Liz Mathis, if not the Democratic Party as a whole. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been pretty nice to these last two ads. Here's a bad one from Liz.
We answer the call, whether it takes us down city streets or gravel roads. Politics doesn't come into it. So I don't care for politicians who want to defund the police or lie and say that their opponents do.
Liz Mathis is a longtime friend of local law enforcement. Her reporting kept Iowans safe, and she worked to fully fund training and protective equipment.
Trust me.
Trust me. Liz Mathis has our back.
I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message.
Gross.
They just can't help themselves.
Yeah. So this spring, we watched, I don't know, Justin, you would know the number of pro-police ads, and every single one of them has featured white law enforcement officers, many of them looking like thumbs.
Mm-hmm. There's a type, yeah.
Yeah.
Their necks are so large. Large, round necks.
I think that guy said her reporting kept Iowans safe. I don't know what does that mean?
Tornado alert!
Basically, anything related to police, no matter what, it helps keep you safe. It doesn't there doesn't have to be any logical reason for why that's true, but just police reporting about police, whatever. It's all in the interest of public safety.
Yeah. And it's a cop saying that, so you can trust it.
She read verbatim the press releases from the CRPD every time there was a crime, and reported it as though that was an unbiased source. So the cops love her.
That's what keeps us safe from disinformation from criminals.
I was going to say, she voted for that bill that bans police departments, or from banning local governments from defunding the police, and also increasing penalties for protesters.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she
The
voted
back
for
the blue
those.
thing.
Yeah.
The back the blue bullshit.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah, bootlicker. Do you think anyone, no one would want to defund the police that plays that kind of music in their ad?
It's just like we're driving down a gravel road, taking a nap in our county-funded vehicle.
They always find the most classic psychotic looking cops too. Just that is a pair of absolute sickos. They kill people in their spare time. They're the serial killers.
Just a closet full of skeletons.
Yeah.
No freedom is more sacred than making decisions about your own body and health care. But Ashley Hinson wants to take that right from Iowa women and give it to politicians. Hinson's bill bans all abortions nationwide with no exceptions for rape, incest, or to save a woman's life. With Roe v. Wade gone, it could become law. Victims of violent crime, even dying women, would have no choice because Ashley Hinson decided for them.
I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message.
Good ad.
The word rape has returned. How do you feel about running just ad after ad, repeating the words rape and incest over and over?
I wish that they would talk less about. I don't know. I get that those things are morally easier for people for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish it would just be about saving anyone's life, whether they have earned it by being raped or they were just a regular person who had sex.
Yeah.
Abortion on demand. That is the demand. And it shouldn't matter the reason why you became pregnant at all.
Up to the moment of birth, Stella?
Yeah, to quote Kim Reynolds, that's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Honestly, that's offensive. I seem to recall this one being a little more fun. Let's see if my memory is correct.
We called them Meet Mondays. 6 Iowa legislators, Republicans and Democrats, meeting for a meal. Just trying to get things done. And we did. Like passing a balanced budget and improving childcare in Iowa. It shows if we focus on where we agree instead of where we don't, real things can get done. I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message. Let's tell Washington, cut the bull, and start working for us again.
That was a huge steak. That is 5 times the recommended portion size for red meat. First of all, and she didn't even eat it. I think that if she really wanted to sell her point, she should have eaten every last bite in the ad.
Like the cake kid President Matilda. I would watch an ad that was just her
like
stuffing
dribbling down her face.
It's Meat Monday.
It's
Meat Mondays. That feels like they totally like designed that in a focus group. Like we need like it's like they're not obviously talking about like the, you know, California meat regulation stuff or whatever, but it's like Meat Mondays. Come on. It's like another blatant, you know, gift to farmers.
She complained about the culture war and like in the other ad, but
and
like
here she
this
is
is
fighting the
clearly a
beef wars.
culture war, right?
Soldier on the front lines.
I like how they are really careful to keep the camera close on her face so that you can't see the other Democrats and criticize them. I meet with a group of Democrats. Who are they? I don't know, but here's some old people.
I think that was a bipartisan thing, right? Did she say there were Republicans there?
Oh, did she?
Well,
regardless.
I was thinking, I was thinking the theme of that ad was the bipartisan hoedown.
We need to put aside our differences and pick up our forks.
Get down to these MIDI violins. Next ad is called Unthinkable. She's getting darker with her titles.
A pregnant woman bleeding out in a Texas ER.
Oh boy.
A 10-year-old rape victim in Ohio. Both faced unthinkable consequences after their states banned abortion. Now, Ashley Hinson wants that for Iowa. Hinson's bill would mean a total national ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or to save a woman's life. Meaning Iowa women could be denied urgent medical care. Ashley Hinson is dangerously wrong for Iowa.
I'm Liz Mathis. I approve this message.
Ugh. It's just like, I understand. It's an important ad, and I think, or like, it's an impactful ad, and it does get the point across, and it is life or death, but it is also like, these are the extreme, traumatic, horrible things that are going to happen to women and girls, and like, we gotta press on that bruise all the time, and just remind you, the thing is, like, when they have these ads like this, and then the Republicans always fucking win, it's just so demoralizing.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
right.
You're like, okay, so now there's going to be all of this suffering and needless death and maiming of children and of women. And I mean, I wish that, you know, like Justin, you mentioned, so you believe in abortion up until the moment of birth. And it's like, sometimes, yes, like abortion is the answer to some medical situations that you might be in up until the moment of birth. So any restrictions on that mean that healthcare providers aren't able to make the right choice to save the life of a pregnant person.
Yeah, there's consequences. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel incredibly complicated about like forcing women and girls to haul out their trauma for everyone to look at because it like so rarely works. Like if it was effective or if I had seen evidence it was effective, then yes, I would be like, okay, like we got to tell these stories. But then you just have this like these like 10-year-old girls who are like in political ads and then losing anyway. Like, I don't know. I just don't know how you would feel about that if you were that kid. And like, looking back on it someday, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is versus like everything is just bad.
Yeah.
But I am glad that she's running ads on it, I guess.
It feels like those kind of ads need to be like more personal. I saw something, I don't know if it was true or not, but it was like a focus group thing with like one specific respondent, a woman who back when Roe was overturned was like, we like Democrats like have to just focus on abortion. That's the only thing. And then like apparently the same person like just during this last election cycle was like, Democrats only talk about abortion. That's all they want to talk about. And like, it's, you know, it's like, I don't know if that's true again, but it seems like, yeah, there has to be some sort of like personal connection. Otherwise it's just like, I don't know. I guess people feel like it is such a bummer. And then it's like also sometimes feels like, people are being lectured or something. And I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how like, in campaign season, these ads just run like 100 times a day. And so people like weird old people whose TVs are on 24/7 are hearing just like every 5 minutes, a woman bleeding to death with no warning. It's just over and over. Like, I think that's probably desensitizing them, right? It can't really have the same impact anymore.
There's this interview I read just in the last couple weeks about this woman in Texas who said she was anti-choice. She did not use that label. She said she was pro-life. And she was having a miscarriage or something like that, and she almost died. And it was like extremely eye-opening for her. Obviously, like, you probably shouldn't have to almost die to, ideally become pro-choice.
Have some empathy, yeah.
But like that, to me, that was a story that was like she was willing to say, now I do believe that, like, sometimes abortion is healthcare because of what I experienced. So I like kind of get it now. Like, having someone tell that kind of story, I think, can be really impactful for people who don't think about the individual people. And it's harder to think about the individual people when you run an ad like the one we just watched, which is, I don't know. A lot of people like don't think about how many people they know who have been raped or who have, experienced incest or sexual abuse in that way. It's so common, but
there's just like a distance to it just because it's like a political ad,
Mm-hmm.
I think like taking extreme cases like children is a little bit risky because they'll just make carve-outs that will like prevent these one kind of extreme thing. And it's like, I don't know. I think an important thing, what I would talk about is the way that this has a chilling effect on OB-GYNs. So you're not going to be able to get OB-GYN care. You're not going to be able to like make split-second decisions. And so it will delay care, and just like the ways that it impacts every single person with a uterus who lives in one of these states, like not just the extreme cases, because I do think people get desensitized to that. And I also just like don't think it's fair to that little girl. Like, I don't know, just like imagine you watched yourself in an ad 20 years from now and you were like, all these people saw this and did not give a fuck. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if it were me, and like, I was 30 looking back and this had happened to me when I was 10, and I was like, they ran these ads around the clock bringing up my story, and then people voted for Ashley Hinson anyway. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's a human being. That's a little girl. I don't know.
I can't stop thinking about this story Deidre DeJear talked about it, or told at the debate with Governor Reynolds, where she talked about discovering that this third grade girl, I think she was doing some kind of volunteer work or something where she was like coming to the schools to interact with kids on a regular basis. And this third grader was like 3 months pregnant. And I mean, there's another example of like a story that is just like so horrifying, and Deidre DeJear is gonna lose in a landslide. It's like,
yeah,
no one fucking cares about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's one more from Liz Mathis called "Scary."
Oh, great!
Very cool.
Time for Halloween.
Liberals destroying everything that makes America great.
Let's skip the scare tactics. I'm Liz Mathis. Let's talk about the truth. In Washington, Ashley Hinson opposed lower drug costs, capping insulin prices, and fixing Iowa bridges and roads, then tried to take credit after voting no. I'm for lower costs, safer roads, protecting Social Security, and the rights of Iowans. I approve this message. That's the difference. She plays politics. I'll work for you.
Well, masterful
Moderate,
opening.
reasonable.
Yeah, God. The opening's a lot stronger than the closing.
That's like the music that they play during the Toyota-thon.
Yeah. All of her music is like
there's
that.
So much crossover between car ads and campaign ads.
What's it going to take to get you into a brand new 2022 Liz Mathis?
And then, much like I showed you with the Miller Meeks and Bohannon race, there are some attack ads from the Congressional Leadership Fund PAC against Liz Mathis. So Those were some of the more fun ones last time, where they were citing Prairie Lands Freedom Fund tweets and stuff like that. So let's see how they pull out all the shots against Liz Mathis. Pull out all the stops. That's the phrase, right?
All too often, the image TV personalities project isn't really who they are. Like Liz Mathis, she's actually very liberal. Just how liberal is she? Mathis is backed by activists that support Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal that would devastate Iowa farmers. And Mathis even hired a defund the police activist to help her run her campaign. Liz Mathis, too liberal for Iowa. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this
Do
advertising.
they know that she's running against another TV news personality?
Two sides of the same coin. Shout out to Iowa Field Report. They got their logo and everything in that ad.
Nice, yeah.
Oh shit, this one's maybe the best of this whole batch.
Liz Mathis's TV ad? It's a bunch of baloney. Liz Mathis wants us to believe she supports law enforcement. Iowans know the truth. Mathis marched with a far-left group that wants to defund the police. And Mathis even hired a defund the police activist to help her run her campaign. Liz Mathis is liberal, too liberal for Iowa, and she's full of baloney. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Wow.
I can't believe they're not
That
referring
rules.
to her meat ad. Like, this is a whole separate...
Talk about Meat
ad.
Monday.
Yeah,
This-
for real.
This rules. I love it.
They're playing her cop ad in the background while a bunch of pork is falling onto the table.
I love that sound it makes when it slaps. And at the very end, when they throw all the bologna on it at the end, can you just replay that, like, very satisfying smack?
Yeah.
She's full of baloney. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's
And
a good ad. That's what ads should be like.
We need props, more props.
Yeah, we need more prop humor.
And you may not have caught this, but when they say that she marched with a far left group who wants to defund the police or whatever, they were referring to
the Women's March.
They're referring to Indivisible.
Indivisible does not want to defund the police.
Far left. Communist Indivisible.
I was in Indivisible. They do not want to defund the police.
Yeah. You know, far left, liberal. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Liberal Liz Mathis? We already know she's full of baloney.
As
What
you
else
saw
do we
last
know?
time.
Mathis would be just another rubber stamp for Biden and Pelosi's reckless spending spree
Love that picture
that's
of
driving
Biden.
up inflation and hurting Iowa farmers. And Mathis is so liberal, she even opposed the largest tax cut in Iowa history. Big spending, higher taxes. If you love Nancy Pelosi, you'll love liberal Liz Mathis.
2 fridges.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Include in the fridges rules.
Yeah.
That's a good ad too.
One thing I appreciate about the CLF ads is they always have citations along the bottom. And they're in really large text, so you know these facts are true. All right, one more from them.
Liberal Liz Mathis. Don't be fooled. Mathis would be a 100% rubber stamp for the Biden-Pelosi agenda. She supported an outrageous spending spree that's driving up food and gas prices. And liberal Liz Mathis loves taxes. She's for higher taxes on your retirement income. Higher taxes, reckless spending, and full of baloney. Liberal Liz Mathis is the last thing we need in a recession. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They knew that baloney thing was a hit, so they had to reuse that footage again.
Right.
That is the hardest working lunch meat in America today. That bologna earned its check.
This pack runs ads like all over the country for like every house race, so I haven't looked at any of their other ads, but hopefully they're using that baloney in other
Yeah.
states too.
Exact same format.
The bologna has
seems
star
pretty
power.
reusable. Yeah.
Bologna, you
Yeah.
got it. Whatever it is, we want it.
What animal is bologna made of?
All of them, I
Pig.
think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like Liz Mathis can just say that she is full of bologna, but only Iowa-grown pork bologna.
Yeah. Only on Meat Monday.
And only on Meat Monday.
I was going to say they should do a cops are pigs joke, but I don't think they will.
All right. Let's see. Maybe one of these smaller races, like auditor or treasurer. Any preferences?
I don't know. I mean, might want to save the auditor for later.
That's kind of our grand finale, like the 4th of July.
All right. No Rob Sand yet. Let's do the treasurer. So, these statewide races, the Republicans are going after these. So, Robbie Smith is running for treasurer against Michael Fitzgerald, who, much like Tom Miller, has been in office forever. And Fitzgerald, as far as I know, isn't running any ads, so good for him. But let's check out Robbie Smith, the Republican. This first one's a little long. Well, it's less than a minute, but it's longer than the usual 30 seconds. But it's kind of an introduction to who the hell Robbie Smith is. And he spells it R-O-B-Y. So to me, that's Roby Smith.
That's Roby. Absolutely not. No.
Already on thin ice, being a grown adult man named Robbie.
and Roby.
He's lost my vote just for this alone.
When Iowa's taxpayers need him, Robbie Smith is always there. He's never missed a vote in the Iowa Senate, delivered Iowa families their largest income tax cut
like someone
ever,
who brags
and
about
helped
that.
keep Iowa's budget balanced each year. When Iowa's current state treasurer dropped the ball, Robbie Smith stepped up, fixing the state's 529 plans to make it easier for parents to save for college, and supported programs to improve financial literacy education in Iowa schools. A banking and small business expert, Robbie Smith will make sure our tax dollars are safe, our investments are growing, and he will stop Biden and Pelosi from snooping on your finances. It's time Iowa had a 21st century treasurer for our 21st century challenges. It's time for Robbie Smith.
Does Allie High know about this Rick Moranis looking motherfucker? She's gonna be drooling.
I was gonna say, this guy is the Republican Rob Sand. It seems like he's like the technocratic Republican.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you're running for treasurer,
number cruncher,
makes a little more sense.
Yeah. I mean, treasurer race. You don't think of that as being super partisan, but then right at the end, it's like, and Biden and Pelosi are trying to audit you and your tax fraud.
Stop the snoop.
He will make sure good Republican businessmen do not get audited.
Yeah.
He's a big nerd. But
yeah.
Maybe that's a plus.
I want to say but
a neck that's in front like a turtle.
We've got 3 more, and his family comes into play now.
22 years ago, Robbie Smith promised me he'd be a great husband, and he kept his promise. He's a wonderful dad to 4 awesome kids. But Robbie hates high taxes, so he ran for the Iowa Senate and won. Robbie helped cut state taxes by more than half and eliminated all taxes on retirement income. Even cut taxes for retired farmers. Now Robbie's running for state treasurer, promising to help cut more taxes. And he'll do it because Robbie Smith keeps his promises.
Oh, not the wife.
Oh my gosh. I think he's threatening to marry us.
I really like the super serious shot of him at his desk looking at a packet.
Yeah. I like his golf polos tucked into khakis look.
I know, it's like the sleeves are just a little too long. Like,
yeah, I hate that.
Loves his wife.
Our dad, Robbie Smith, has never missed a single vote in the Iowa Senate.
But that's not the only thing he never misses.
He never misses a chance to cut taxes.
Or to teach us about saving for the future.
So you can be sure that as state treasurer, he'll never miss a chance to save taxpayer dollars.
Improve financial literacy. Or help Iowa families afford college.
Because our dad, Robbie Smith, never misses.
Oh my my
Almost
God.
never.
They never let him talk.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was gonna say.
He must have like a really off-putting voice.
Yeah, he has a dweeb
I'm
voice.
sure
he
he
for
does.
sure has a dweeb voice.
Wait, yeah, he has. He
Well-
didn't even talk in that first one, did he?
No.
No, that's a single word.
That's awesome. And can it really be worse than that first son? I mean, he's just a kid with braces. I don't want to pick on him, but like, come on, don't make him talk in the ads.
No, can you imagine going to high
That was
school?
his best
and you're-
take. That was
and you're
his
doing-
best take.
Yeah, you're doing ads for your Republican math nerd dad. Like, ew, I would make so much fun of you.
Yeah, that kid is getting
Poor kid.
bullied. Justin, can you pull up the part where they're showing them all watching the TV?
Oh.
I just want to point out how, also they have too many pictures on their fridge.
This one?
Look how fake that looks.
Yeah.
Like,
It goes past the edge of the screen. Look, it doesn't have a. That's just.
Yeah.
I am very familiar with this kind of Photoshop because I do it all the time. So.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
I
cheap.
do
Yeah.
too. Microsoft Paint.
Well, he's displaying that he knows how to save money.
Yeah, there you go.
By shittily editing his ads himself. And you can see that he has very old video game consoles. He does not have the latest gadgets.
Oh,
for his
nice.
Braced children.
Yeah, that's a Wii in there. This guy knows how to party.
I think that's a 360 next to it, right?
It is a
Yeah, it
360,
looks like it.
and it doesn't even have the thing on top for the extra memory.
Oh, is that a Kinect? I think it's a Kinect. This guy really likes to party.
Gross.
Looks like some sort of third party controller there on the bottom shelf. Got himself a Mad Catz.
I like to imagine the sign by the door says something in Arabic. I know it doesn't, but I want to be like those Mao statue conspiracy theorists with what's her face.
I think it says today is beginning.
Yeah.
It does? Oh, that's stupid.
Computer in hand.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
their decor a lot. They have
Yeah.
give us this day our daily bread.
Is
in
that
their
real
kitchen.
or is that also edited in? I couldn't tell.
Let's see. This
Is
is
this
a
the
good
real
question,
house?
Stella. Thank
Oh,
you.
and the home with the O being the
It's later
Iowa
on,
silhouette.
Justin. It's after the fake TV.
They moved that home into every ad because it was
oh my
behind.
God. Yeah.
No, it's real.
It looks like it could have been edited in, but
It does.
Look at they've got the little piggy bank, and she's like putting a coin in front of it with her nerd dad.
this is how to save money, my child.
Yeah, this is how you'll be rich someday.
That home thing with the Iowa as the O, I noticed it was behind his wife in the previous ad.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
clearly they
moved it.
move it into
Yeah.
the shot because they just love that one.
It's super charming,
Wow.
yeah. And you can see their thermostat in the background. Looks like 61. Set to 61.
Wow.
Saving money on heat.
Sickos. Sickos.
Oh my God.
Everything is intentional here. This is very
Yeah.
meticulous ad direction.
Yeah. But don't let the candidate speak. The campaign manager is like,
Symbolism.
under no circumstances can we let this guy talk.
Do not open your mouth, Robbie.
All right, there's one more from the Roby Smith campaign. It's called Losing Interest. Like money, right?
Ah, I get it.
After 4 decades, State Treasurer Michael Fitzgerald seems to be losing interest in his job. When Biden's IRS tried to snoop on your bank account, Fitzgerald said nothing. When he had the chance to support eliminating taxes on retirement income for Iowa seniors, Fitzgerald did nothing. Under Fitzgerald, we're one of only 4 states to have our college savings plan downgraded to a D. After 40 years, it's time for a change, because we can't afford a state banker who's losing interest.
That bobblehead. Oh my God.
That
The
was
head
cool.
is way
That
too
was-
big for the body.
That looks like Colin Robinson in What We Do in the Shadows. It's so good.
Yeah, so I guess we don't get to hear his voice in any of these ads.
Damn.
And I did not save a clip of him speaking from anywhere, so that it remains a mystery, everyone.
Has he ever said a single word? He just dutifully shows up every day, doesn't say anything. clocks out.
My perfect attendance speaks for itself. All right. Let's do like one state senate ad here. Kevin Kinney. He's a state senator for my in-laws district, and he used to be a cop, so he uses that to his advantage.
I think I'll go on record. Most Kevins are bad.
Most Kevins are bad.
Evil Evan. That's what it is.
A killer Evan.
Yep.
It's a Kevin.
I spent 29 years in law enforcement.
I spent 32 years.
I spent 30 years in law enforcement.
I know a good guy when I see one.
Kevin Kinney spent 28 years in the sheriff's office. He's a friend. He's a damn good cop.
He's worked with Republicans and Democrats in the Senate to keep Iowans safe.
Passing bipartisan bills to protect victims, keep kids safe,
stop human trafficking, shield domestic abuse victims,
and help law enforcement do our job.
We need to keep Kevin Kinney in the Senate.
We need to keep Kevin Kinney in the Senate.
Because I want him there keeping my family safe.
I have more white members of law enforcement. There's that one guy, though, who has a very interesting tan line. You can tell he never takes off his hat. Can you find him, Justin? He's on there a couple times.
Which one was it?
Keep going. That guy.
Okay.
Look at his white forehead and tan. Everything else.
His transition lenses.
Yep, just another float in the parade of cops there. All right, now we can talk about the real Senate, not the state Senate, but the actual Senate that matters. Eternal member of the Senate, Chuck Grassley, versus the Admiral, Mike Franklin. Whose ads do you want to see first?
I'm going to hate all of this, so I don't care.
Yeah, doesn't think it matters.
I'm going to start with Franklin's ads. First one's called Monuments.
They come in many shapes, sizes, and from different times. But good monuments affect us the same. They inspire us to stand tall and fight for what's right. I'm Michael Franken, and I'm running for the Senate to take on the big fights, from challenging drug and insurance companies with Medicare for All to standing up for the environment, women's rights, and democracy at home and abroad. I'm Michael Franken, and I approve this message because Iowans need a senator on their side.
I don't understand. What the fuck does the monuments have to do with anything?
Yeah.
He really gravitates towards the phallic ones.
You have to be a very, very uninteresting person to be inspired by monuments.
I love how he likes to wear a puffy vest and he attracts people who wear a puffy vest. That's his demo.
Yep. But just so you didn't miss it, he said Medicare for All in that ad.
He did, yeah.
He did.
Wow.
So can he count on your vote, Justy?
No, I stand with his many, many victims.
Do you think he would look better if he shaved the side of his head? I think he should shave the side of his head. I don't think people should do that.
Like go full bald?
Yeah, don't you think?
No, yeah.
Or buzz it. Wouldn't it be better?
Yeah, maybe a little shorter. I don't know.
I don't think you should be critiquing men's style. I think he can wear his hair however he wants.
Okay, here's one called Rights.
Admiral Michael Franken served for almost 4 decades to protect our freedoms from enemies abroad. Now Franken is running to protect our rights from dangerous attacks at home, on democracy, voting rights, and civil rights. And with a woman's right to choose and marriage equality under threat, we need a senator on our side more than ever. Franken will be a much tougher challenger for Chuck Grassley. Democrat Michael Franken for Senate.
I'm Michael Franken, and I approve this message.
I don't know, Natalie. I think if he shaved it all off, I don't think he's got the skull.
To the skull shape?
Yeah, that's important.
There was one image from this I wanted to make sure we focus on
Saw
for a
it.
second.
No, it's better.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
It's better. I like it better.
What's that, a map
Shaved.
over there?
Oh, sorry. That's Africa.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There he is protecting our freedoms or whatever abroad, whatever they said.
God.
Yeah. Yikes.
He has so many little pins. Look at that.
A decorated admiral he is.
Yeah. It's like a Girl Scout badges. His mom put those on there for him.
Yeah. Much fewer deaths behind the Girl Scout badges, though.
Yeah.
Right.
More cookies, less imperialism.
Does he have a little Africa in like a Victorian brooch underneath?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
what it looks like to me.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what that is.
Weird.
Yeah, it must be like AFRICOM specific
Ugh.
something.
The next ad is called Truth to Power, so I bet that's going to be insufferable.
I know a thing or two about speaking truth to power. I served nearly 40 years in the military, earning the rank of 3-star admiral. Under President Bush, I was that one person to speak out against the Iraq invasion. Under President Obama, I challenged an outdated system to improve our intelligence. I'm Michael Franken, and I approve this message because corporate special interests are ripping off Iowa families. We need a senator who doesn't take their money and isn't afraid to speak truth to power.
You spoke truth to power while signing your life away to follow a rank, and like you can't be in the military and speak truth to power. Like you, like what?
Yeah.
You are power. Like
yes,
You are doing their bidding worldwide.
and you're owned by them.
Yeah, you do not get to disagree with your commanding officer.
No.
I also feel like I speak truth to power message would be a lot more effective if he wasn't accused of like making a woman he assaulted sign an NDA.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
garbage.
Very smart, though, to say, hey, I oppose the Iraq war. I don't know.
Is that true?
Maybe people don't care about that, but I mean, I think it's a smart thing to put in his ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is true. I have seen some, like, that's what he was known for prior to coming back here and running for office.
Okay. That's good.
Is it would the Navy have been involved in Iraq? Isn't Iraq kind of landlocked? I'm so ignorant.
I
wonder if that's why he opposed
Well,
it.
the Navy has planes and stuff, too, if you've seen Top Gun.
Yeah.
The next one's called Family Farm.
I'm Mike Franken, and I grew up working on a small farm back when it was possible for family farms to compete. But Washington stacked the deck against us. Since Chuck Grassley took office, Iowa has lost half our farms. Chuck's taken over $1 million from Big Ag, and he's passing laws to help them squeeze out the little guy. I approve this message because I'm not taking their money. Iowa needs a senator who works for family farmers, not big corporations.
They're really boring. I like that picture of Grassley, though, looking like a
Grassley
gray donkey.
Grassley looked like shit younger. And he was good to juxtapose it with himself younger because he was kind of fine, honestly. In the picture with the cigarette working on the car.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool there. Well, and yeah, when he said I oppose the Iraq war, it was like a cool picture of him looking like fucking Castro, basically. Like it looked like he was holding a cigar.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier. Is he really like fits the image of a guy that Democrats are gonna vote for? Like it feels like that's why he beat Finkenauer, just because there's like a lot of Democrats who are looking for a daddy, so to speak, and he's filling that role probably better than Biden could.
Yeah, he's a little more competent, speaking wise, presenting himself. Yeah,
and then just all the military stuff is just like, it's just like weird paternalism.
Yeah, for sure.
I cannot believe how ugly Chuck Grassley was.
He was born to be an old man.
Yeah, he's ugly. I know he's ugly now, but I just assume that he's ugly because he's old. But no, he always looked like this.
Yeah. Never had a hot phase.
Yeah.
Justin, go back to that picture of him.
Can we
like,
also see Mike Franken young again, too?
Filing that away for the nostalgia bank.
Okay, too young.
That's the good one right there.
That's
yeah.
a toothpick. He would never be in a photo where he's smoking a cigarette.
That's true. Okay, but a toothpick this is still cool. He looks good here.
When I mentioned he looked like Castro, I think he was holding some sort of thing he
in
was
the other
smoking.
one, I think he was smoking in the other one, not this one though. I mean, it looks like he is working in a garage, so that would probably not be very smart. Like a bunch of grease and stuff.
Look at that.
Yeah, you're talking about that one.
Yeah, what a weirdo.
Does this give me a jawline if I like forward
There's
like
one.
this?
There's one that's been going.
It's like
around
a reverse
of,
face app where they make someone old into a young guy.
His eyes are so small.
Aaron, did you make this photo?
When he was like first elected in the 50s or whatever, there's one even younger than that. I think. Yeah, I don't think he looks that bad, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at one when he looks. Yeah, he looks better. He looks like young Voldemort in that one, which is better than.
It's kind of like Prince Charles. Like never had a hot phase.
Prince Charles never had a hot phase. Yeah. Prince William absolutely did for about 3 years between the years of 18 and 20. But Prince Charles never looked good. Never.
Accurate. Yes.
This next video is about a minute long. It's called Country Over Party. And in my notes here, I wrote, "What the fuck is this shit?" So I don't remember what's in it, but I clearly didn't like it.
What the fuck is this shit?
Oh my god, dude.
How long is this? I approve this message. Yeah. Did
That
Robbie
sounded
Smith
like the
campaign advisor?
menu music from this NASCAR game I used to play a lot.
So for our
Called
audio,
Dirt to Daytona, if you want to look it up and compare it.
Dude, I think we've maybe played that on the show before.
Really?
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think we might have, like, in an early episode, joked about it. Anyway.
Yeah, like this campaign stock music may have appeared in a 2020 episode for people with longer memories than me. And for our audio-only listeners, I hope you enjoyed that musical interlude.
Yeah.
All that really happened in that ad, if you weren't watching, is a series of images, and it was just Mike Franklin with some other old people.
Shaking hands, schmoozing, walking through a cornfield.
Yeah, we're in the classic navy hat, button-down shirt, and jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, they spent too much time, I think, on him and that one woman near the beginning. I think
wife?
she kind of has. Is that his wife?
No.
Wait, well, the one that was next to him at the kitchen table?
That's
You're
his
talking
wife.
about a different lady?
Let's back up.
Go to back it up. Okay, right here.
This lady?
Yeah. Okay, look at her face.
I'm sure that's his wife.
Okay, press play. She has like the most Stockholm syndrome
yeah.
face.
Yeah, it's really bad. What is she doing? What is she doing with
like,
her face?
like,
What is
she's
she
gonna
doing?
burst into tears.
Yeah, she's like disgusted. What did he say?
She's
it's
so
like a hostage
distressed.
situation.
I think she looks like she's gonna shit her pants.
Well, you
She's
would
like,
know.
Mike, I told you not to run for the Senate.
I know. She really thought he was going to be... I wonder what it was like for her when he was in the Navy. Like, she never had to see him. Like, that was probably ideal. And now he's around all the time.
And she has to, like, go talk about him all the time. I always feel like these kinds of women feel so ripped off. And, like, you, like, scored. You got a husband who, like, is going to make good money, but is always going to be gone. So it doesn't bother you.
The ideal marriage.
And then he does this.
Yeah.
Then he does this to you.
Stories about him assaulting other women come out in the right-wing media.
I cannot tell you how stupid I believe Navy uniforms to be. I think it's so fucking funny every time I see someone with, how are you as an adult gonna put on a little sailor outfit?
I think it's very honorable to become a seaman.
They just have such goofy little outfits. They're so bad. Like, you see him in the fatigues and you're like, okay, fine, like, you know, whatever. But his little Navy outfit. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Scientology vibes.
That's Scientology. I was gonna say it's this, that is the Sea Org uniform. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I did want to be sure I read the text at the bottom of that. Michael Franklin was a member of the United States Navy. Use of his military rank, job titles, and photographs in uniform does not imply endorsement by the Department of the Navy or the Department of Defense.
They don't claim
Good
it.
to know.
That would be fucking crazy if the Department of Defense endorsed a Senate candidate.
Yeah.
Probably illegal. I don't know. Next up is an ad called Vote Him Out. It's very direct.
Chuck Grassley has been pushing to overturn Roe v. Wade since it was first decided half a century ago. He thinks politicians should be able to ban abortion with no exceptions for rape, incest, or to save a woman's life. He even supported banning abortion nationwide. I didn't serve nearly 40 years defending our freedoms abroad to watch Chuck Grassley take away basic freedoms here at home. We must vote him out. I'm Mike Franken, and I approve this message.
There was a citation.
Had to shoe in the military service.
Yeah. There was a citation in there for an article in the Waterloo Cedar Falls Courier from 1976. Just for those paying attention, it reminds you Chuck Grassley is very old.
Yeah. The way he stresses that Chuck Grassley wants to ban abortion nationwide, is that to kind of be like, well, at least if it wasn't banned nationwide, like, rich women could still go out of state to get their abortion.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just because they're running for a federal office, not a state office. So what can they do about Iowa's laws? Nothing. One more from Franklin. This is called Roots. Not like Roots.
Not like
you know,
Alex Salieri.
LeVar Burton suddenly on
It's important to know where you came from. The closest town growing up for me in Lebanon, Iowa, was actually Hudson, South Dakota. My parents were children of homesteaders in Sioux County. My dad owned a machine shop, and my mom was a one-room schoolhouse teacher. Life was about work, school, sports, and more work. The big job came at the slaughterhouse, which was the financial break to get into college. So frankly, everything I've achieved in life all comes from the lessons I've learned in rural Iowa. Will you send me to Washington to be that voice for rural Iowa?
Okay, he said
boring.
He said
generic.
The big break was the slaughterhouse job to help you get into college. He didn't say his big break. Did he ever work in a slaughterhouse? Because I don't think so.
He talked about that
did?
at the debate with Grassley.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he said, because he was talking about like paying for college and student loan forgiveness, and he was like, I was able to pay my way through college working at the slaughterhouse.
Chopping up
Does not
bologna.
sound appealing at all. Like, he's like, we have to get back to that when, 18-year-olds could disassemble animals
Yeah.
and execute animals to pay their higher education.
So Mike Franklin is, of course, running against the dinosaur Chuck Grassley. And, of course, I have some really good videos from Chuck Grassley. So let's just get through these and then we'll call it a night. Some of these are not ads, but I really, really liked them and I had to include them. So I'm sorry for padding out the runtime with some stupid video like this.
Hi. Good morning. I get up at 4. I run a couple miles. That's my habit. I started running when I was 65 years old because when I was chairman of the aging committee, I found out that recreation directors in nursing homes found it very difficult to get people in nursing homes to do very simple exercises. And I figured, boy, I can't let that happen to me. You can see this shirt I have on, Grassley 529. Until about 10 years ago, I used to have a team for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that would come and run with me. My wife would cook oatmeal for them, keeps me in shape. So when I go to the office, I'm ready for 12 hours on the hill. I find it exhilarating.
Oh my God.
I find that pretty charming. I think my favorite part is the headlamp.
Yeah.
Because he gets up so fucking early. Yeah.
I know.
Using the headlamp to tie his shoes. That's definitely the highlight.
Yeah. Man, I wish he was just an old man and didn't have a job.
Yeah.
And the story of his wife making oatmeal for everyone.
Yeah. Oatmeal, of course.
Oatmeal.
But champion thoroughbreds eat before they win
Very
the
nutritious.
Kentucky Derby. Yeah. You can outlive all of us.
High in iron. When you're old, you need iron.
Here's a really high quality meme that was posted on the Grassley Works Twitter.
Oh boy.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this feeling. When I find it, I don't anything change. But the best thing about corn is the grease.
So yeah,
That
capitalizing on
rules.
that. Yeah.
That child. Yeah.
Superstar corn kid. I have to
Do
wonder
you
about
think he
the
saw a dime from Chuck Grassley?
What's the process there to like license that weird like auto tune the news song for your political video?
I mean, the other thing is they obviously have tons of footage of him handling corn,
Yeah.
touching corn, interacting with corn. Why is the first image right out of the gate him with like obviously a big corn on the cob that's like photoshopped into his hand as he's emerging from the cornfield? Like, that is absolutely outrageous.
They put that together in 30 minutes. I mean,
I guess.
All right. Grassley has really been going on the attack with his ads. Most of these are about Franklin and how he's bad. Chuck Grassley is proud of Iowa, but Mike Franklin isn't. He doesn't even like us.
Oh yeah.
Hometown. It's one of the most depressing small towns I've seen in Iowa.
Franklin insults our hometowns like New Hartford. Depressing.
That's a good ad too.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining the ads that someone would make about us if they like had all the podcasts. Like, what line would they pull out to be like, Natalie called so and so depressing.
Natalie Harwood believes all men who are losing their hair should shave their heads completely. Wrong for Iowa.
Vote for Chuck if you think that men should keep the hair on the side.
I think this one is largely the same.
I know a thing or two about speaking truth to power.
He's also bragged about speaking falsehoods to power.
Give me an estimate of how much that costs and how much forces are going to be. Admittingly, I inflated the cost of that. Quite a bit inflated.
So I guess the story there is, Mike Franklin lied to his superior officers so that he could get more resources for whatever, like, crazy missions he was running.
Lying to your superiors is cool, but running crazy missions in the Navy is not, so I'm torn.
Right, yeah. The job itself was evil. So I don't know. Usually I would endorse lying to your boss.
Film.
Yeah. Love the title for this next one. Who does this guy think he is?
I'm Chuck Grassley, and I approve this message.
Mike Franken's Iowa.
What I see in rural Iowa is a forlornness in the eye, an emptiness, which I see in South Sudan, mostly in the women, who just look void.
It's not the state that I want for the future generations. It's not the state that I want to be buried in.
We can do this. Rescue the state of Iowa. Rescue our reputation.
Who does this guy think he is?
They look forlorn.
Forlorn in the eyes.
Like women in
the women of South
look
Sudan.
void.
Yeah.
They look void like South Sudan.
They fucking nailed him with this one, yeah. Like, what are you doing? Why are you talking like this in public?
He thinks he's too good to be buried here?
Chuck Grassley already has a plot picked out.
Chuck Grassley cannot wait to be buried in Iowa's incredible soil.
Not only will Chuck Grassley be buried in Iowa, he will be buried in Iowa very soon.
Chuck Grassley will be used as fertilizer.
For corn!
Corn! It's got the juice.
The juice is Chuck Grassley's blood.
Chuck Grassley's a farmer, push-up pro, runner, husband, father, and champion for Iowa. He visits all 99 counties every year, has the best attendance record in the Senate ever.
Nerd.
And if reelected, Chuck Grassley will have the most seniority in the entire Senate. That's priceless for Iowa. It's easier to fight the rising cost of living when you have clout.
I'm Chuck Grassley. I
Clout.
approve this message.
Oh my god. He's a clout whore. That's,
chaser.
I mean, really, isn't that what all senators are? You gotta have clout to get elected.
The king of clout.
He's clouted.
That shot of him standing on top of the windmill is very scary.
Very scary.
Yeah. Get him down
He's
from
too
there,
old.
please.
He had to climb up there. Like, there's just a ladder in those things. You gotta climb to the top.
Yeah.
Unless you think they, like, airlifted him and dropped him on it. Like, I think he had to, like, climb. It's like a mile up, isn't it? Maybe not a mile. But, like,
pretty
it's
tall.
quite a ways.
Yeah. You wouldn't catch me up there. That's why he does the push-ups, though, is to climb a very long ladder.
Push-up pro.
True.
All right, back to the attack ads.
Iowa is the #1 state for opportunity, but Democrat Mike Franken wants to make Iowa liberal like California.
To say a new level of progressive thought, liberal thought, like Iowa used to be.
Why would we want that? Compare Iowa to what's happening in California. We don't need Mike Franken's scary vision for Iowa. Mike Franken doesn't even know Iowa. Grassley works for a better Iowa.
All right, I forgot about the image of the guy with the gun. Like, I don't know what.
In the
Scary
gas station.
vision.
This is what Mike
It's a scary
Franklin
vision.
wants.
That's what he
AK-47 gas
sees.
station robberies. Do you want to see this in Casey's? Mike Franklin would bring 7-Eleven to Iowa. All right, now this is where they're really shots fired. Mike.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just have to note that they're saying this is what Mike Franken wants, and it's the outline. Is that like supposed to show what's going on in his head?
Yeah. He's here, and this is a silhouette of his head. So yeah, it must be. It's like when they show the inside of Homer Simpson's head.
No, that's representing his scary vision for Iowa. So
they should have had it like do a super close up on his eyes and show the guy with the gun in his eyes.
Yeah, in his pupils. That'd be sick.
Mike Franklin's dark visions of the future.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Oh my
It's a fucking precog.
Okay, but the next one is like after the news came out. This one's called "Mike Franklin Disrespects Iowa Women." So you know what they're
You don't
trying
give
to...
a shit about this.
Of course not.
Chuck Grassley.
Have you heard what Mike Franken said about our governor, Kim Reynolds?
We gotta beat the governor. She needs to get on a broom and fly away.
We know Mike badmouths women in Iowa.
We just look void.
And he keeps badmouthing our governor.
He's talking about women in CGM there.
Mike Franken disrespects women in Iowa. He won't work for them in Washington. Grassley works for Iowa.
What do you think of that broom thing?
That
Is that over the line?
No. I don't think so.
I think it is just because it came out of him. I think everything he does is
It's creepy.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
It sounds
great,
creepy, but
a lot more you could criticize her for. Things.
Seems a little quaint.
I mean, it looks like he said it to a room of like 2 people.
Yeah. The Grassley team is really good at getting cell phone footage of Mike Franklin talking to small rooms of people.
I'm Chuck Grassley, and I approve this message.
The economy's in a recession. Mike Franken's misguided plan? Raise taxes. Increase income tax rates up to 70%. Increase the estate tax. Expand the capital gains tax. Cut the child tax credit. Remove the Social Security tax cap. Create a new carbon tax on fuel and utilities. Franken's tax increases will make the recession worse. Iowans can't afford Mike Franken.
Those are like taxes that hit rich people.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, capital
mostly,
gains,
right?
estate, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never paid capital gains taxes. So I don't give a shit.
It doesn't bother me. And I will leave behind no estate, so I don't really mind that either.
I'm Chuck Grassley, and I approve this message.
Iowans are being crushed with inflation. The rising cost of living and skyrocketing fuel prices. When Senate candidate Mike Franken was asked how he would combat inflation, he said he couldn't.
Iowa, our president, our senators have no role in that whatsoever. No role in that whatsoever.
If Franken doesn't understand that a senator can fight inflation, we can't elect him.
He was revealing the secret truth, which is that the government of the United States of America plays no role in the economy. Refuses to take a role.
Oh, but technically he was correct. I hate all that shit. It's like,
yeah. The gas prices shown in that ad were about $4.45 a gallon, so a little behind the times there as well. They couldn't get those ads out quickly enough when gas prices were super high. They're a little behind.
President Biden opened the border. This year, over 2
sure.
million migrants
sure he
crossed
did.
illegally, including violent cartels who are flooding our streets with dangerous drugs. In Iowa,
Jesus
overdose
Christ.
deaths are skyrocketing, and families are suffering. Joe Biden's open border is killing our kids. What does liberal Senate candidate Mike Franken think?
President Biden is doing a fabulous job.
Mike Franken would be a rubber stamp for Biden's open border.
Boring. Boring. Where's
They're
the baloney?
killing our kids. The violent cartels are rampaging through our streets.
Yeah. That can't be footage of what border is that at the very, very beginning? Like, that's not. That can't be real.
I'm Chuck Grassley, and I approve this message.
Mike Franken loves big government. Wants government to take over health care, assign your doctor, perform abortions on minors without telling their parents. Pay for political campaigns, then fine you if you don't vote. Hire 87,000 new IRS agents to audit you. Even set your salary. He thinks we need a standard wage. Franken is too extreme for Iowa.
What's a standard wage?
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I think they mean the minimum wage, but
He wants the government to set your salary. Minimum wage should be higher.
Yeah. Very radical.
Mike Franklin's basically Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, and we let this guy be almost in charge of a segment of the United States military? Wow. Guess they don't care about national security
I'm Chuck
anymore.
Grassley, and I approve this message.
Once again, Mike Franken is fudging the truth. Chuck Grassley supports exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. Franken is for unrestricted abortion at any stage, even in the 9th month, up to the minute before childbirth. He supports abortions on minor children with taxpayer funding, but without parental notification or consent.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Franken is too extreme for Iowa.
There's a doctor with a stopwatch, like, let's make this abortion as evil as possible. That's why focusing so much on the rape and incest thing is like, well, here Chuck Grassley can say, oh no, but I do support abortion in cases like that.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
completely neutered the criticism there.
It's a great point. Yeah.
It gives them an out. Okay, we've got one more from Chuck Grassley.
President Biden is doing a fabulous job. Fabulous job. Fabulous job. Fabulous.
Our country is at a crossroads again. Joe Biden is leading us into another recession. And Mike Franken wants to use Iowa's Senate seat to help pass Joe Biden's radical recession agenda. In Iowa, the cost of living is draining wallets to pay for gas and groceries. Everything is more expensive, and families are struggling to make ends meet. But Mike Franken thinks
President Biden is doing a fabulous job.
Iowans know better.
Wow.
He anamorphed.
Let's see. I want to get like a middle. Oh wait, hold on. Before he transforms, yeah, like a halfway point.
Oh my God, they're the same person. They're little more Franklin. That's gold.
And they made it look like he's playing this on a VCR, which is probably a reference to Chuck Grassley's age. I do think going after Franklin for saying that Joe Biden is doing a fabulous job is very smart politics. You should never, ever be caught praising any president.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very stupid move.
No president has ever done a fabulous job. Come on.
Nope.
Who was the one who died in 30 days? Harrison?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was fine.
William Henry Harrison, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the quick dying president.
Yeah, that's cool to have your only achievement just becoming president and then dying immediately. That's like really seems like they're really the best of all worlds because you get to be president, but then like you don't get to like do anything that anyone like hates you for.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the only out. Like it's the perfect presidency.
No tarnished legacy.
he insisted on a really long inaugural speech and got sick and died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got like the flu or something. But I truly 100% believe that the country was better if you become elected president, you can serve as president, you can serve a second term, but everyone is executed at the end of their second term. And so it's like King Solomon and the baby. It's like the people who really want to make the world better will do it and sacrifice themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we'll just like, if we just get regular presidents still, then we can kill them.
Right. That would have made Obama's second term a lot better, because remember when everyone's like, he's waiting till his second term before he really is going to do anything
We're
significant.
on Obama death watch. He has 45 days to go until he will be executed in the streets.
They should do that for UK prime ministers too.
Yeah, what a morale builder. Wouldn't we all want to come together and see? And they could let the people do it. Everyone could throw a rock.
The lottery.
The UK prime minister is like, actually, could you just kill me now?
Democracy in action. We all come together to end the life of our executive.
They can push the button that starts the process. Have you guys seen the documentary, The Purge? I think it has some ideas that you might be.
All right. Well, that's. I think that's all we're going to cover tonight. So I guess this is going to be a 3-parter, everyone. We still have ads from the 3rd district race, the Axne and Nunn ads. We've got the Rob Sand ads. God. And then a couple like little fun things that I've got still that are secret surprises for us. So stay tuned for that. Hey, if it's almost Halloween, if you like Halloween-related podcast content, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. You can hear a 2-part Halloween episode called Rocktober Hardloween Carcass. It features everyone's favorite Rock Hard Caucus cast member, Lorelai, who I think only appears on Patreon episodes. So if you've never given money to the program, you're missing out on Lorelai, who is everyone's favorite.
That's not true. She's been on some main episodes.
That's right, the live radio episode that we did before the caucus.
Yeah,
pre-transition Lorelai.
Pre-transition,
rare appearance. Well, that'll do it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for suffering through more of this garbage with me, Natalie Evanstella. You made it through another night.
Yeah.
Are you happy to still be alive?
Friends make it better.